Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at Picks on Twitter, ready to break down the Thursday slate. We've got a few games to go over here on the slate, and then I've got a new segment where I'm going to just briefly touch on some leans and stuff in other games that I didn't get to because won't be betting every game and probably going to be going a little bit lower volume here going forward. So a lot of leans that I'm not going to end up pulling the trigger on, but I'll discuss them in that segment later on. We will first take a look back on Tuesday, the NHL Frozen Frenzy. Unfortunately, a losing day for me, so not the best day overall. One of the reasons why I'm going a little bit lower volume going forward. Tom Wilson didn't score. Dylan Strome didn't have an assist originally, but when the game finished, they switched his goal to John Carlson and gave Dylan Strome an assist. So a nice winner there. The draw in Minnesota and Florida did not cash, not even close, because the Wild went in and kicked some Florida butt. They swept the Stanley Cup champions last year, and they went in a 5-1 win for the Wild, where they were just dominant over the Florida Panthers, who are dealing with some injuries, but they've been playing very well throughout those injuries. But the Wild took it to them on Tuesday. And that brings us to the thank you segment of today.
Zuccarello works off the wall into the slot. A shot saved Bobrovsky. Middleton sends it around the boards. Kaprizov's there. Kaprizov centers and they score! Marco Rossi with the tip out front. Zuccarello.
Marco Rossi continues his point streak, cashing over half a point, plus 120. We continue to bet Marco game after game. The chemistry that's really developing. Matt Zuccarello and Kirill Kaprizov have always had amazing chemistry since Kaprizov joined the Wild. But there's been different guys in between them, different centers centering that line. The Wild, I hate to say that we've never had a number one center in our history. Mikko Koivu, of course, the former captain of Jersey, that's up there. One of the main reasons why I became a Wild fan in the first place. Um, I consider him a first line center, but Marco Rossi is that first line center that the Wild have desperately been looking for. And the chemistry he's building with Kaprizov and Zuccarello continues to improve every game. Nico Hischier unfortunately didn't score. The Devils scored 5 goals, but his was not one of them. Dallas Stars lost outright to the Buffalo Sabres. That was not a good game. The Rangers scored 7 goals against Montreal, but Panarin only had 1 point, which unfortunately really stung. Chinnikov, the Blue Jackets took care of business against the Leafs, but Chinnikov didn't get a point. I believe he was moved off of that top line onto the second line. So I'm not sure what Dean Evason's doing there. Of course, he won the game, so that's probably going to continue. But Dean Evason moving Chinnikov off that top line really affected the chance of us winning that. Mark Scheifele did not score. Eberle did not score. McCann did not get an assist. McCann scored a goal instead. Ross Colton, unfortunately, didn't score. Boston Bruins lost. Utah got shut out. So really an awful Tuesday. Barbashev did get a point, and Mark Stone did get an assist. So that kind of helped soften the blow there at the end of the night. Premium play wise, I was on the Capitals money line, which cashed. Also, the draw in Calgary and Seattle, which cashed as well. So that was a nice winner to finish off the night. And unfortunately, parlay of the day 1 lost, parlay of the day 2 lost. So no parlays of the day for a while. We will get it going eventually during the season, but can't keep giving them out when they're not cashing. So got to get into a little bit of a roll, and then we'll get to the parlays of the day. We will jump into the chat and see how everybody is doing today. Good day, all. I went heavy on Dallas versus Buffalo. Still mending my wounds. Going to need to bounce back. Yeah, I completely agree. Terry gives out pencils instead of candy at Halloween. I am usually holding a pencil just because I like to hold something while I do the show. So if you see a pencil flying by, it's because, yeah, usually I'm holding one. So, but no, I don't give them out for Halloween. Frozen Frenzy more like Bloody Sun. Yeah, I was not great. Kaprizov is the assist guy and Zuki is the goal scorer. Yeah, that was a bit surprising too. But when Kaprizov goes around the net like he does, and Zuccarello's standing there alone with a wide open net, Kaprizov's going to pass it to him. Just a beautiful goal there by that line. Good afternoon, Terry. I know you must be excited about that Wild win. Curious to see what they look like against Tampa. Yes, we're going to be discussing that game very, very shortly. Terry, dot, dot, dot. Hello, Nicholas. How's it going? With back-to-back wins, with correct scores predicted, let me just add Sabres playoff hockey and our Stanley Cup. Oh boy, oh boy, real deal prime. I don't know what to say. Blues money line. No, no, Mr. Bennington. No, no Blues money line. Well, maybe, but Benny. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not the real Jordan Bennington. But yeah, he likes to come in and show up once in a while. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Smiley face. I'm surprised that a Sabres fan knows how to smile with not having them made playoffs in 12 years. But hey, maybe 13 is the lucky number. We'll have to see. But going into today's slate, the first game we're going to talk about is the Minnesota Wild and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Wild plus 124 to plus 131. Sixes, 6.5. Tampa Bay around minus 143 to minus 150. Now, Tuesday was the first day of the regular season that I bet the Wild. I've been kind of staying off, kind of watching the Wild during this road trip that they've had. Obviously, 2 games at home and then 7 on the road. But I had to take them against Florida because you were giving me plus money with this Wild team, and they've still yet to trail all season long in the in um, regulation. Of course, 2 losses in overtime and a shootout, but they have yet to trail all season long. They are now only the second team ever to go through their first 6 games without trailing once. Trying to get to that number one record. I'm not sure what it is, if it's 7 games or what exactly, but the Wild have exceeded all my expectations. Hartman's been out, Spurgeon's been out, Eric Snack was out, Johansson was out. So the Wild have been missing guys, but they continue to play great hockey. Give me the Wild plus 125 here on the money line. It will be Marc-Andre Fleury in net today against Andre Vasilevsky, likely. Marc-Andre Fleury only played in 1 game, and he was in for the shootout loss against. Yeah, I think he was in for the shootout loss. Andre Vasilevsky, 3-2-0 in the season, but a 3.13 goals against average and an 878 save percentage. So Vasilevsky has been getting scored on. He hasn't been his normal self. And looking at this game here, based on how these 2 teams have played this year, this is another big test for the Wild. Florida was a big test. This is another one. You're giving me plus money with this Wild team, with how they played this season. I'm going to take it. So we're back on the Wild again for the second time this season. And my only 1 unit player prop of the day is Marco Rossi, over half a point, plus 110 at DraftKings, full unit play. He's scored a goal in 3 games in a row. He has points in 5 games in a row. top line player. As I mentioned already, Vasilevsky has been giving up goals. That Kaprizov, Zuccarello, and Rossi line is dangerous. And you're going to give me plus 110 with a top line center who's got a point in 5 games in a row to get a point. No brainer for me. Marco Rossi over half a point, and the wild money line here in the first game of the night. Sure, he isn't. Sure, wink, wink. Maybe he is. Who knows? Kaprizov has got 2 points in 3 games in a row. Yeah, he's been on fire, on fire right now. Kucherov anytime goal plus 110. All right, all right. Braden Point plus 120. All right. Good day, Terry. Hey, Captain Brian. How's it going? I did not pick a side this game leaning over. All right, all right. Good luck today, brother. Terry and chat. Best luck to you as well, Stop you. Is this the best team they've faced so far? Lean over with Wilted Flower. Well, Florida's pretty good. Winnipeg is pretty good. Don't know if I'm really forgetting everybody else, but they just beat the Stanley Cup champions 5-1 in their building. So I think that says all you need to know. Shock face. Skull, Vikings, and Wild parlay plus 98 or 298. I was considering something of that range, but when it comes to the NFL game, I've got one player prop that I absolutely love in tonight's NFL game, but I don't have a side. Um, Teams that have faced Detroit have really struggled their first game after. Now, most of the teams Detroit has faced are pretty bad teams. The Vikings obviously aren't. I like the bounce back spot for the Vikings. I don't like that it's extremely heavy public game on the Vikings. So I'm going to be watching them as a fan, but I do have a player prop that I absolutely love in that game. It's a Cap Protect exclusive play, so you can go get it. Cap Protect. I can now only get an NHL same game parlay with legs of 1+ point recorded each. Books, in my opinion, know this is an extremely correlated play and have reduced their exposure just by not offering it at all. Yeah, you have to look. There's not very many books that you can do it at, but Captain Brian is 100% correct. The best book for same game parlays is Bet365. They're just the best site for same game parlays. Kaprizov, Zuccarello, both 1 point is plus 100 on Bet365. I love it. Love it, Captain Brian. Definitely not taking a side here with Vasi and Flower and net lean over. Obviously, Gustafsson has been absolutely fantastic. But just because we see Fleury and net doesn't mean I'm going to really rush to fade the Wild or anything like that. I could see the over, but I'm going to be backing Fleury this year. His next game in Pittsburgh will certainly be backing him there. Gustafsson has just been such the better goaltender up to this point. Yeah, Gustafsson has been, I don't want to say perfection, but pretty darn close. Can't ask for much better than what he's done. Doesn't Stafford own the Vikings? I'm not sure. Vikings have also struggled on the road Thursday nights. There's reasons why I'm staying off, except for that one player prop I really like. I meant to say if I can only get that type of NHL same game part on DraftKings. Okay, no problem. DraftKings lets you do that. That's good too. That's good. Marc-Andre Fleury versus Pittsburgh. You already know the over will be bet. Not so fast, Mr. Nicholas. Not so fast. Don't be surprised. For me, Pittsburgh team total under 1.5 or 2.5 will be a play. I think we get potentially the best game from Flower all season long in that game. So no over for me. No over. Addison, how's it going? If spread moves to +3 everywhere, the Rams will cover. I don't know if they cover. It might be a push, but I don't know. Penn's puck line or -2.5 against Fleury? No. But that's another game that will be coming here in the past. But we are going to move on to the game of the night. The one that as soon as I see on the schedule, I just smile. And I'm really happy to see this game once again. So We've got the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers. Florida plus 125 to plus 135. The Rangers minus 144 to minus 155. 5.5s. There are some sixes available as well in this game. These two teams facing each other for the first time since last year's playoff battle. And looking at this game here, the Florida Panthers are coming off that game against the Wild, where they lost 5-1. They're not going to be happy about that, getting spanked on home ice. So we're going to get a better performance from Florida here in this game. This Rangers team just beat Montreal 7-2. The Rangers have scored at least 4 goals in every game this year. They're averaging 5.17 goals per game. They are scoring a crap ton of goals, this Rangers team. Over 5.5, minus 120, 2.4 unit play for me here in this one. What can be said except for the last 19 regular season games in a row between these two teams have gone over 5.5. This total is wrong. This total is absolutely wrong. It should be a 6.5. There is no way this should be a 5.5. This Rangers team, so obviously, as I just said, 19 consecutive games in a row that these two teams have gone over 5.5. We have seen some sixes, but 17 of those 19 games have gone over 6.5. So we see very high scoring games when these two teams face each other. And we just happen to have this Rangers team coming in scoring 5 goals a game themselves. They've scored at least 4 goals in every game. If this Rangers team scores 4, this Panthers team, after the game they had against the Wild, I see them scoring at least 2 goals. So that's a 4-2 score right there. Cashes this over. This total is just incorrect. And if you watched the show last year, we were on Florida Rangers over every game. And then I did it a lot the year before as well. So 5.5, minus 120. Give me the over for my biggest bet of the NHL season so far here. Panthers money line plus 134. All right. I could not give you a side for this game if my life depended on it. I would not be surprised to see this go 3-3 and go into overtime, something like that. I could see the draw here when it comes to the side, but you guys know what I'm doing here. Sam Bennett anytime goal plus 200. All right. Rangers team total over 3.5, which they've cashed in every game. Full game over 6. I've been riding Rangers team totals all year long. Ain't stopping now. They are perfect 6 and over. The team total 3.5. Yeah, this Rangers team is just scoring. And it's not just the top line. It's not just the second line with Panarin. They're getting goals from all over the lineup. Kachuk assist, plus 100. Verhaeghe assist, plus 150. Got one 4 games in a row. Very nice, very nice. Also averaging 5.106 expected goals per game, the Rangers are. So it's not a fluke. All right. So they're scoring these goals, and their expected goals say they should be scoring these goals. So over 5.5. I love it, Captain Bry, of course. You know it. Wow. Yeah, 19 consecutive regular season games. Now, this streak did end in the playoffs, but looking at the regular season, 19 consecutive games in a row between these teams have gone over 5.5. Moving on along to our next game here, the New Jersey Devils and the Detroit Red Wings. New Jersey minus 158 to minus 166. Detroit plus 135 to plus 145, 6.5s. Right across the board here in this one. This Devils team has been an over team recently. They've been scoring goals, but they've been giving goals up as well. Detroit's coming off a 1-0 shutout victory. So a very low scoring game for the Red Wings there. I don't see them getting a shutout here again. I think we get some goals here in this game. I'm not looking at the total, but give me Jesper Bratt. Over half an assist, plus 100. Bratt has an assist in 5 of his last 6 games. So he has been consistently involved in the offense, passing to somebody who scores a goal. So we'll take him. Over half an assist, plus 100 here for Devils and the Red Wings. Over 6.5. I could see it. I could see it. Patty Kane, anytime goal, plus 225. Devils versus Detroit game is over. Okay. Jack Hughes, anytime goal, plus 125. Over 6.5. Brad assist, plus 100. Now it's minus 114. Yes. So lines are probably moving, but see if we can shop around and still find plus 100 somewhere. A Larkin, anytime goal, plus 140. I was looking at some Detroit props, but couldn't find anything I liked. Definitely taking a Devils team total over 3.5. Markstrom and Talbot are like Vasi and Bob and Jari. Wow. Wow. I don't know if I can put Jari in there. Telling saying a goaltender is like Tristan Jari is a really mean thing to say, Tommy. That's a really offensive thing. That's going to offend some of these goalies being compared to Tristan Jari. I got Devils minus 153. Yeah, out of my price range. Out of my price range. But the final game, I have a play in for the night, and then I'll go through the other games where I kind of break down some leans and why I passed. But Winnipeg Jets and the Seattle Kraken. Winnipeg minus 121 to minus 125. Seattle plus 105 to plus 110. 5.5 right across the board here in this one. And another player prop here. We're going with Nikolai Ehlers, over half assist, plus 150. I wanted to bet his point prop, but it's like minus 140. But Ehlers has an assist in 5 of his last 6 games this season. He's got an assist in 5 of 6 games. So he's been really playing well for the Jets. One of the big reasons why they're having so much success is because they're getting scoring on that second line. And Ehlers has been a big part of that. So we'll take him plus 150 for the assist. Before we get back to the chat, other games breakdown. So this segment will just kind of be looking quick breakdown of the games that I didn't talk about. Dallas and Boston. I want to bet Dallas off a loss, especially at this great price, but the Bruins have dominated the Dallas Stars in recent years. I kind of lean towards the under, but it's DeSmith against Swayman. I don't know if I can get to the under with DeSmith. He did have a good start. She has a shutout already this year, but I don't know if I can get to it. So this game obviously is a pass, but I kind of lean with Boston, but I lean with Detroit too. So no play. St. Louis Blues and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Leafs are gigantic favorites here. St. Louis Blues will be out without Thomas, which is really going to hurt their offense. Can't get to anything here in this one on either side. Colorado and Utah. This is a really interesting game. Looking at the price here, the way it's priced, I would have to look at Utah. But don't really like how Utah's playing the last few games. Colorado, 3 wins in a row. Anaheim and San Jose doesn't impress me. 3-2 game against Seattle. Barely got that one done, but they still found a way to win. Maybe Colorado wins this game. The over 6.5 is a little bit appealing, but both teams have now trended towards the under in their last few games. So that kind of scares me off there. Cale Makar assist was something I really wanted to play, but I think it's like minus 150. He's got 12 assists so far. So Cale Makar over 1.5 points would be something that I would look at potentially here, but ultimately did not pull the trigger on anything. Hurricanes and Flames. Not taking the Canes at minus 200, minus 180 on the road. Not against a team that's played as well as Calgary has, but this Calgary Flames early start is not going to finish this way. The clock is going to hit midnight, and everyone's going to turn back into pumpkins for the Calgary Flames. It's just a matter of time when. So at this price, I could only take the Flames, but I'm ultimately passing here. Final game of the night, Sharks and Kings. I do have a Capper Tech exclusive player prop here in this game. But looking at this one here from a side perspective, the LA Kings are minus 350. That's just not right. I get it. They're finally having their home opener here. I get it. The Sharks haven't won a game yet, but I could only look at Sharks plus 1.5 at plus 100 if I was going to get to something, but ultimately, no plays here for me in this one. Capper Tech, all of my plays. I've got the NFL full unit player prop. I've got an NHL side and 2 NHL player props. So 4 plays, all exclusive at Terry Edwin Picks, cappertech.com. 1-day pass, $10. If you follow me for the first time, you can request a free day 1-day trial, and I'll give it to everyone that requests it if you're a new follower. So go follow me at terryedwinpicks.cappertech.com if you want premium plays. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate all the support, guys. We continue to grow each day. Now we'll get into the chat here. Scroll up, because a lot of people are chatting here. Our Red Wings have averaged 3.86 expected goals against this season. Sound good. LMFAO. Jets minus 130. Bruins plus 104. Leafs minus 110. Over 6.5 in the Avalanche. Game of the night, Carolina versus Calgary. Really? Okay. Canes puck line. Sharks over 6. Robert has a million plays, but that's okay. I'm not going high volume, and I'm going lower volume after the frenzy. Dallas Boston over 5.5. Sharks first period team total over 0.5 for the other games. Okay, interesting. Also, Flames team total over 2.5. Full game over 6. Leafs show up for Berube tonight. That's something I completely missed. Berube facing his old team. Another reason why I'm just going to pass. That is good. I'm going to pass there. William Eklund plus 300. Nice. Toffoli plus 200. Natchez plus 200. Rantanen plus 100. Flames for the cup? No. I hope Jackson Blake plus 400 scores. I bet you do. Cooper Cup 10 receptions for plus money. Okay, we'll see how he does this week. My square lay of the day: Leafs money line, Mavs money line, minus 110. All right, some NBA action. Feel like 5 or 6 games into the season is a little early to go off your averages, but ESB is better than me, so I'll heed his caps. All right. So far, old coaches have not been in their old team this season. Very interesting. Very interesting. But that's today's show. Thank you, Em, for watching. Go Blues. No. But that's today's show. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow. I think there's more than one game tomorrow. Let me quickly check. Days when there's one game, probably. Oh, there's 4 games tomorrow. Okay. Senators, Vegas, Islanders, Devils, Preds, Blackhawks, Pittsburgh, Islanders. Yeah. So we'll have a show tomorrow. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Best of luck tonight. And go over in the Rangers and the Panthers game. Thanks for watching, guys.